Hello. Today I'll be critiquing the performance STOMP Out Loud. This performance is part of the famous STOMP series, known for its unique approach to rhythm, percussion, and creativity. In this critique, I'll be discussing the nature of the performance, its venue, the musical elements used, and my overall impressions. STOMP Out Loud is unlike any traditional music performance. Instead of using conventional instruments like pianos, guitars, or drums, the performers use everyday objects to create sound. They transform items like trash cans, broomsticks, and even matchboxes to rhythmic instruments. It's a high-energy, non-verbal show where the focus is on rhythm, movement, and the performers' interaction with each other and the audience. The nature of the performance is very much rooted in rhythm and physical movement. It's not just a musical performance. There's choreography involved with performers dancing and moving around as they create these complex rhythms. There's a blend of street performance, theater, and percussion ensemble all rolled into one. In terms of the venue, I could see this being performed in a theater or a live concert hall, with the stage that allows plenty of space for movement. This kind of performance works really well in a venue that amplifies the sound of all these unconventional instruments. Acoustics are key here because the performers are relying on natural sound without much electronic amplification. So a venue with good acoustics is important for making sure the audience catches every detail. And yes, I would say the performance was absolutely appropriate for a large venue like a theater. The audience would need to be close enough to see the action, but also far enough to take in the full scope of the movement and sounds. Now, let's talk about the musical elements of the performance. One of the most striking things about STOMP is how they use ordinary items as instruments. For example, broomsticks were used in one piece to create a variety of sounds depending on how they were struck or scraped along the ground. The timbre of these instruments varies greatly. You have metallic sounds from trash cans, wooden tones from the broomsticks, and soft, crackling sounds from matchboxes. Each object brings a unique texture to the overall soundscape. One thing I noticed is the complexity of the rhythms they produce. There's a lot of syncopation, meaning the performers often hit on the offbeats, which creates a sense of tension and excitement. The performers also vary the dynamics. Sometimes the rhythms are loud and intense. Other times they soften, creating a quieter, more intimate atmosphere. There's a real sense of ebb and flow in the music, which keeps the audience engaged. I would also say the performance has a lot of different rhythmic patterns that interact with each other. The performers are often playing different rhythms at the same time, creating a layered effect. It's almost like a conversation between the performers, each one adding their own rhythmic voice to the mix. As for my overall impressions of the performance, I was really impressed by the creativity and energy of the performers. The fact that they could take something as simple as a broomstick or a trash can or any other ordinary item and turn it into a musical instrument was just amazing to watch. It made me think about the world around me in a different way, like how we can create music from just about anything if we have the imagination for it. The performance left me feeling energized. There was something about the primal nature of rhythm, no melody or harmony, it was just pure beat that really connects with you on a visceral level. It's almost impossible not to tap your feet or feel the pulse of the rhythm in your own body. And one of the most significant moments for me was when the performers used trash can lids as cymbals. That sound was loud and piercing, but in the context of the performance, it was just exhilarating. It felt like the whole stage came alive with noise, and that intensity really just stuck with me. His performance was definitely memorable. What made it stand out was the creativity of using everyday objects as instruments. It's not every day you see a group of people make music with trash cans, pipes, and even their bodies through clapping and stomping. It's a performance that takes the mundane and turns it into something extraordinary. While I've seen drum lines and percussion ensembles before, nothing has been quite like STOMP. The closest comparison I could make is the street performers who use buckets or other found objects to make music, which you might see in a city setting or New York City, New York City subway station. But the level of professionalism, choreography, and the precision in STOMP, it just really sets it apart from the rest. It's a complete experience combining music, movement, and even humor into one package. So in conclusion, STOMP Out Loud is a one-of-a-kind performance that shows how creativity can turn the ordinary into something extraordinary. From the unique instruments to the engaging rhythms and high-energy choreography, there's a performance that sticks with you long after it's over. It made me appreciate rhythm in a whole new way, and it's something I would definitely recommend to others.